and the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone. Along with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, pleased that you're with us. The Padres win the opener last night, 4-3 in extra innings, and that runs their record now against the Arizona Diamondbacks here at Petco to 9 wins in the last 10 games.
San Diego Padres playing some good baseball, and there's always that one team that a team really plays well against at home, and it's within the division, so you gain a little bit of ground with some losses up above you in the standings,
right?
And it could start a good trend for the San Diego Padres. Let's do it again tonight.
Well, there was heartbreak also last night as Tim Stauffer pitched so well. Looked as if he had a win 3-0 into the ninth, but Heath Bell could not hold the lead. Chase Headley with a 2-run throwing error. He was about as low as you can get. But then we go to the 11th inning, bases loaded, 2 out and 3-2 on Headley. Ball 4. A walk-off walk to Headley, and the Padres win it 4-3. Oh, my.
And any way you dice it, a win is a win is a win. Hey, what a rally. Catcher's interference, a walk here and there. Look at all the walks that the Padres hitters have taken this season. And that was part of the game plan this spring training for Randy Reddy. 128 walks this season for the Padre hitters. Hey, you get one hit, you get a big base hit, that could be the difference of the game, but that is part of the way this team is. It is what it is. They're going to take a lot of walks. Hopefully they get that one pitch during an at-bat to where they can really make it hurt.
But 10 walks and a hit batsman, and the Padres, of all those free tickets, only scored one of the men, although the final run forced in on the base on balls to Chase Headley. And what was interesting about that statistic, the other 4 teams on the list, they're home run hitting teams. They're earning walks because pitchers are trying to work around the heavy hitters. That's not really the case here.
Absolutely. It shows some patience, which is a good thing. And I want to elaborate on your point regarding the game last night, all those walks. Theoretically, in a perfect world, it should have been a blowout last night because with all those walks, the Padres only scoring those 4 runs. Heath Bell probably should have had the night off if they could come up with that one big hit. That just wasn't the case. But, hey, they won.
That's right. And let's look at the pitching matchup for this game 2 of the series. It's Daniel Hudson, the 24-year-old right-hander for Arizona. He pitched once last year against the Padres and beat them 2-1, went almost 8 innings in that effort. And Dustin Mosley, 1-3, but with the great ERA, 1.63, best in the National League. And our pitching matchup is brought to you by Discount Tire, where America saves on tires. 29-year-old Dustin Mosley ready to go to work on a Saturday night in San Diego. part of the panorama of our city as we move into the inner city and Petco Park. And this Saturday night game that comes on Derby Day and a bobblehead night with Bud Black, not only the likeness of him, bobbleheads handed to 25,000 spectators, but also Bud Black received the official trophy as Manager of the Year 2010 as we look at Mosley's pitcher profile, brought to you by your San Diego County Cadillac dealer. Stop in for an attractive lease or purchase offer. Chris Young the batter, and we're underway. Ball one called by Ron Kulpa. Young, a .226 hitter, but leads his team with 8 home runs. And hits that one high and foul down the left field line. Tough night last night for the D-back center fielder after being robbed of a hit on that diving catch by Venable and Wright. He struck out, grounded out, flied out, struck out, flied out. He went 0 for 6 on the evening. That's on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to Young.
You know, Dick, you make a good point. Last night's game, to start it off, that would have changed the whole complexion of the game if that ball gets by Will Venable.
Yeah, Young would be on third base. Ground ball, diving stop by Henley. Throws a strike across, and it's dug out by Hopp. Oh, my. How quickly we say what goes around comes around. The same play, basically, that Henley had last night, although it was an easier stop for him. This was an outstanding grab into the hole.
What do you have to do as a big league player? You have to erase what happened the night before from the hard drive, whether it's good or bad, and you see baseball, you catch baseball quickly to his feet. And credit Brad Hopp at first base. That's not the easiest in-betweener.
That was tougher than the one last night that handcuffed him.
And once again, the Padres defense keeping the leadoff guy, Chris Young, off the bases.
Ryan Roberts moving up to the second spot in the batting order for Kirk Gibson and playing second base tonight. He was at third last night. .282 hitter. You see 6 home runs for him. Base hit, center field. The first 3 hitters in the lineup for Arizona, Young, Roberts, and Upton, between them have 20 home runs. That's the entire total for the Padres this year. And a look at that lineup of Kirk Gibson, Young, Roberts, Upton. Stephen Drew hits cleanup. Montero, the catcher, 5th. Melvin Moore in the lineup tonight at third base. Batting 6th. Juan Miranda had a good night last night for Arizona. A couple of hits and a couple of walks. Gerardo Parra had a key hit in the 9th inning. He's in left field. And then Hudson, a good hitting pitcher, by the way. 1-0 to Upton. .261 his start with half a dozen homers, 16 runs batted in. Just missed. 2-0.
Now, Kyle Phillips is behind the plate tonight. Pride and joy of El Capitan High School, but he caught Dustin Mosley in spring training like he did all the guys in the organization. So it's not like he just got called up from Double-A and he's got to catch a new pitcher. He knows the stuff of Mosley from spring training. Did a good job this spring as well.
Veteran out of the Toronto organization. He's 26. And Mosley falls behind 3-0. A changeup that time to Upton. We'll talk more about Kyle Phillips. It's a terrific baseball story, and again emphasizes why in this game, in so many aspects, you have to have patience, and it is rewarded if earned. Patience as a hitter, patience as a pitcher, patience in your career. 3-0. Upton will get green lighted on these. And takes it on the inside corner. 88 on a fastball from Dustin Mosley. His 7th start as a Padre. Top ERA in the National League and second only to Jared Weaver of the Angels in the major leagues. There goes the runner. Ground ball to the left side. It's going to be a long throw. And it is just in time. Alberto Gonzalez at short tonight, able to throw out Upton for the second out as Roberts moves into scoring position and Stephen Drew comes up. Here's the Padres defense, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust. Call 1-800-NEW-TIRE. New look infield with Headley at third and a double play combination of Gonzalez and Patterson that we haven't seen start any game this year. Hop is at first with the usual outfield against the right-handed pitcher Ludwig, Maben, and Venable from left to right, and Phillips behind the plate, his first start as a Padre. Bud Black, skipper, big night for him already. Drew, a .281 average. Takes it low, a changeup.
I wanted to elaborate on that double play combination up the middle of Gonzalez and Patterson. It's not like they just show up to the ballpark and they're going to go play second base and shortstop. Pre-game, batting practice, they're taking grounders, they're turning double plays together, getting used to each other at those positions up the middle.
Slice down the left field line and into foul territory, back a couple of rows. 1-1 now to Drew. Well, that 2004 draft, ill-fated for the Padres, comes into headlines on this night because Justin Verlander was picked second after Matt Bush was selected by the Padres, has thrown a no-hitter today in Toronto. 1-1. Outside, 2-1. 2 outs, man at second. Verlander no-hit the Toronto Blue Jays and allowed only one base runner, a walk. He struck out 4 to pitch a no-hitter and only strike out 4.
Yeah.
A lot of balls in play. Ground ball right side. Good job by the second base. And then he throws it away. And no one's covering home plate, so the run scores. Oh, my. Patterson makes the stop, and a wild throw misses everyone, and then backed up by Johnson, and no one covered home plate. That would be Mosley's job. He was caught as a spectator. And the Padres, who played loosely in the ninth inning last night, give up a cheap run in the first inning tonight.
As soon as that ball was struck, Brad Hop dives. He's out of the picture because that's where Mosley's going to back or to cover first base.
Right, yeah.
But you know what? They'll credit Kyle Phillips, but nobody's covering home plate. Everybody's in their position doing what they have to do. It's just a wild throw that leaves home plate unoccupied. That's a tough break for the Padres.
Just not enough infielders to cover all the bases once.
And I think Brad Hop, once again, I think he was a little over-aggressive to getting to that baseball. That's something that he's got to work on and realize that that's Eric Patterson's ball at second base.
And Hop took himself out of the play,
right.
So the Padres were short one infielder, if you will, so there was no one left at home when Patterson overthrew the pitcher trying to cover.
Now Brad goes to his right, but then look where Eric Patterson is. I mean, that's an easy grounder for him, and then works underneath it.
Instead of firing that ball to Mosley, tried to lead him with a softer toss, and the air goes to Patterson, and a run in for Arizona, and a line drive base hit to left field off the bat of Montero. Drew will hold at second base.
Remember, we made that point earlier talking about extra outs. Extra outs lead to more pitches for your starter. And Dustin Mosley probably would have been out of this inning with 15 or fewer pitches, but now he is approaching 20.
The official scoring on the play, it's an infield hit ruled for Stephen Drew. And then the runner came around to third on the hit, and the throwing error scored, but it'll be an earned run in that Montero has singled, and that would have accounted for the run. First and second, 2 out to Melvin Mora, 276 batter on the year. Came into the game last night as a pinch hitter. Struck grounded to short in the 11th inning. High fly ball, left field. Ludwig eases under it. Boy, that was way up there. And the inning comes to an end. Could have been more damaging, but the Arizona Diamondbacks get a run on 3 hits, 1 error, and they leave 2. So the Padres scored first last night for only the 8th time in 31 games, and they fall behind early with a first inning run for Arizona. So we look at Daniel Hudson and his profile, brought to you by Bank of America, setting opportunity in motion in San Diego to help our community and our economy. Hudson is just 24 and from the same collegiate baseball program as Justin Verlander, who threw the no-hitter today, Old Dominion University in Virginia. Venable comes out swinging. Best night of the season, his first 3-hit night. Couple of doubles and a single and sacrifice fly, and that outstanding catch in right field for Will. Tries to bunt his way on. 2 strikes the count.
Well, Hudson's a guy you can get to early. The Padres need to get on the board to match that one or put a crooked number, because Hudson can give up some first inning runs.
And in fact, this year that's been the case, hasn't it?
10 first inning runs. His ERA in the first inning is a 15. On base percentage of .583. After that, he has a tendency to settle down.
10 runs in just 6 starts. Patterson and Ludwig to follow Venable here in the Padre first inning. .93 on the fastball, with a lot of movement riding in on the left-handed hitter.
And to go along with that fastball, Dick, he throws a changeup, a slider, and a curveball. He'll top out about 93, 94.
Foul back. Change up to Venable. And the Padres 2-2 now on this homestand. 3 with Pittsburgh, 3 with Arizona. It concludes tomorrow. 1 o'clock game. 1 o'clock our telecast. Harang will go against veteran lefty Joe Saunders of the D-backs. Swung on and missed. Blew him down with a fastball at 94. Here's the Padre lineup, presented by Ashford University's Homers for Heroes. If any Padre in tomorrow's lineup hits a home run, Ashford will donate $2,500 to Operation Homefront. Venable, Patterson, and Ludwig. The middle 3, Headley, Hop, and Maven. Kyle Phillips inserted into the lineup will bat 7th, Gonzalez 8th, and Mosley, a good hitting pitcher, 9th. Patterson, just 5 hits and 36 at bats. And of the 5, 2 are home runs. Way out in front of a changeup.
There's a lot of pitchers out there. Their repertoire consists of, and this is in order, probably fastball, slider, curve, or curve, slider, then changeup.
Punch foul.
For Hudson, his main pitch, like any starter, is the fastball. But his secondary pitch is that changeup. So you're going to see a lot of number ones and a lot of wiggles with that changeup. Sign from the catcher, Miguel Montero.
Up high. Hudson's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Lost his first 4 starts this year, won his last 2. Another foul off to the left. He not only has good stuff, but he keeps the ball in the yard. He's allowed only 13 home runs in over 150 innings. Breaking ball inside, a slider, 2-2. So the Padres finish the homestand tomorrow and then hop on an airplane to Milwaukee. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Milwaukee, then 3 next weekend in Colorado before they wind up the 9-game road trip in Arizona. Foul just out of the glove of Montero, a changeup.
He's got good arm action on that changeup, just like the fastball. It's just all in the grip. Grip it and throw it just like your heater. See if we can peek in or out of the hand. Oh yeah, can turn it over a little bit as well. Got a low 3/4 arm angle from Hudson.
Another foul. The D-backs traded for Hudson in the middle of last year, giving up right-handed pitcher Edwin Jackson to Chicago, the White Sox, in a 1-for-1 deal. And he delivered. 7-1 record with Arizona. And he strikes out Patterson. So 2 men up, 2 men down on strikes. Look at the defense of the D-backs, brought to you by North County Cadillac. Customer service at a whole new level. Mora and Drew on the left side. Roberts joins Miranda on the right side of the D-back infield. Parra left, Young in center. Upton the right fielder. Montero behind the plate, and the 6'3", 232-pound right-hander Daniel Hudson on the mound. Ludwig takes it outside. Nice, easy fastball, 95. That just jumps out of his hand.
That arm is just like a whip from Hudson. Free and easy motion, getting through it nicely, and the ball just jumping out of his hand.
2-1. Both teams will benefit from the fact that normally these 5:30 starts, shadows and bright sunlight problem, but with an overcast, that won't be any difficulty for either side. 3-1 to Ludwig, leading the team in home runs with 4 and RBIs 15. Hit well to center field. Giving ground is Chris Young. He's got room right at the edge of the track. Makes the catch. Just missed it, did Ludwig. Got plenty of it, but too high. Hudson retires the Padres in order. We go to the second, 1-0 Arizona. Say, folks, families, why don't you bring your kids out to the ballpark tomorrow on Mother's Day and watch the Padres and D-backs at 105, and the first 8,000 kids, 14 and younger, will receive a Padres foam finger presented by Bank of America. Get your tickets tonight at Padres.com.
Life is not complete without a foam finger.
You can always give that to your mom, too, as a little special gift.
That's right.
Don't have to keep it for yourself. You know, it's nothing like a mother that comes to a game and she's got the foam finger. You know? First pitch, Mosley to Miranda as a curveball strike. Parra and then Hudson, the lower third of the order, to bat here in the second inning. Miranda on base 4 times last night. Single to left, double to center, that line drive that carried over Maven's head. He misjudged, then 2 consecutive walks and a ground out. Maven pushed back a few steps and eases into left center. 1 away. Now, we talked last night about the Kentucky Derby, and you asked me, I said, just takes a long shot.
That's right.
21-1, Animal Kingdom. Wins the 137th edition of the Kentucky Derby. Nehru, Mucho Macho Man, I love that name, and Shackelford 4th. If you put a little $2 on a trifecta and got the first, second, and third right, you'd just walk away with nearly $4,000 today.
That's a nice payday.
The win paid $43.80 if you put $2 on Animal Kingdom.
Once again,
wonder if they named that after our booth.
I missed the I missed the boat on that race again.
Can't win them all.
Have you done the Derby before, Dick?
Not the Derby. I've been there many times. I've done the Breeders' Cup at Churchill Downs. Great scene. I mean, when they sing "My Old Kentucky Home" when the horses come out on the track, that's a shiver time. Strike 3 call. Mosley has his first strikeout with a fastball two-seamer that caught the inside corner.
Good call. See how he brings it back? Parra gives up on it. It actually straightens him up, and a nice frame job by Kyle Phillips.
Daniel Hudson 4 for 10 this season batting with 4 runs batted in. 216 counting his numbers last year. 8 for 37. 8 hits in his career now, but 10 RBIs. That went off the head of the bat foul. 2 strikes the count.
Hey, one thing I've already noticed about Kyle Phillips behind the plate, I mean, he sticks that pitch and keeps his glove there.
Foul tip into the glove off the ground and into the glove of catcher Phillips, who tags out Hudson. A strikeout, his second in the inning for Mosley, as the Diamondbacks go quietly 1-2-3 in the second. Traffic scurrying along the bridge to Coronado, trying to get home to see the rest of the action here on Channel 4 San Diego. Our Skycam shot brought to you by Hughes Marino, because where you do business matters. Headley, Hop, and Maben, the 4, 5, 6 hitters in Bud Black's order to bat here in the second inning. Hudson with a 1-0 lead. And he starts Headley with a fastball that had a lot of movement again. Boy, he's got the velocity.
Look at the left-hander bobblehead night. Looks like George W. Bush bobblehead night, huh?
2 strikes the count.
The left-hander needs to switch to decaf there, kind of.
Maybe that's a hint. He's going to run for office someday.
Oh, I could see the left-hander doing that.
Bud Black for mayor.
Look at him. He's grabbing the onion there. He wants to get on the hill. He was throwing batting practice earlier today. Good free and easy motion.
Nub to third. Mora across for the out. And earlier today, the Baseball Writers Association of America presenting the handsome trophy. It goes with the Manager of the Year.
National League Manager of the Year, Buddy Black.
Jeff Morad and Tom Garfinkel Jed Hoyer there.
Hey, Roger Craig.
Yeah.
Hum baby.
Let's hear it one more time for the National League.
There's Roger on the right. Glad to see Roger out here at the ball yard.
Hubba hubba.
Love that man.
Brad Hopp, 174 average. Line drive. There's the first Padre hit into the right field corner. And that should be good for 2 as Hopp makes the turn. A little trouble in right field from the right fielder. And Hopp is going to gamble and go to third. And there'll be no relay. He'll go in standing. Upton had trouble picking it out of the Petco porch corner. And so many of those balls don't carry them out sharply. They kind of stick there in right field. And Upton misplayed it, and Hopp winds up at third. We'll see how they score it, whether it's a triple or a double in error.
Boy, Brad Hopp just looks much more confident at the plate, and he is all over a Hudson fastball. The coil and then the release. Out in front of it just a little bit. You know, they might rule that an error. Maybe a double in an error. We'll have to wait and see, but the play is in front of him. And clippity-clop goes Brad Hopp.
He galloped to third. Had a chance to tie it for the Padres as Maben swings and misses off speed.
See, I would love for Brad Hopp to have a triple, but I think that should be ruled a double and an error.
And it is.
Okay.
Here on Upton to right. Infield playing back. A ground ball up the middle gets the run home and ties it up. Check swing.
Well, here's the misplay. Okay, kind of. Yeah, that's a makeable play for any right fielder, any fielder at that.
Ball and a strike to Maben. Now here's an early chance. Take advantage of the opportunity. Get that tying run home. Foul back.
You're right, Dick. Just a good old game of pepper, right?
Yeah, just
to Roberts.
Get it past the pitcher.
Stephen Drew. You're absolutely right.
We'd like to see some of these hitters give a little on the handle. Don't swing like that. A big, wild, awkward swing at a slider way outside. Third strikeout for Hudson. And another runner in scoring position. Opportunity goes awry. Padres this year 181 with runners in scoring position.
And that's not going to cut it, and that's not the swing that Cameron Maben wanted on that slider. That was a classic example of Daniel Hudson expanding the strike zone with 2 strikes.
Kyle Phillips, first at bat as a Padre. First in the National League. With Toronto, he did come up for a cup of coffee. Had a handful of at bats, 5 for 18, in fact, no home runs and 2 runs batted in. So he does have a major league hit. Be nice to see him get his first in the National League and an RBI with it. A changeup has him out in front, 1-1. He hit .333 in the spring. He was 10 for 30 with the Padres and played impressively.
Yeah, he can swing it now. He doesn't get cheated, and I like that. He's up on the bat about an inch.
Inside, 2-1. We talked about patience earlier in his career. He had an option out of spring training to go to Tucson, where he would play as he did last year in the Toronto organization at first and third, occasionally catch in AAA. Fouled out of play, or go to AA ball San Antonio and be the regular catcher. And he said, I see my future in the majors as catching. I'll go to a lower level. And it's paid off already.
Good for him. And you know as well as anybody, Dick, it's all about playing, right? And playing the position. If you're offered the position to play whatever level, you go play. You want reps. You want innings.
Inside, 2-2. Now 3-2 to Phillips with Alberto Gonzalez next. Now he showed during the spring he's very comfortable handling that lumber. Ground ball, foul. Low line drive, skidding into the right field corner on a changeup.
Out in front of it just a little bit. And that changeup's got to be in the back of the mind of all these hitters. It's a secondary pitch, as I mentioned earlier.
Phillips, a local product, El Capitan High School, drafted by Minnesota 9 years ago in the 10th round. Fly ball left field. Parra toward the line. He's got room out there, and a fair ball off the bat of Phillips ends the inning. No runs. 1 out double by Hop is wasted. It's 1-0 Arizona. Well, alarmingly, those gas prices still keep going up, and the Padres want to help you save. So buy your Padre tickets online at Padres.com. You save $5 on tickets, any ticket that's $13.50 or more. This offer may not be combined with any other discounts. It excludes all you-can-eat seats and is for a limited time. So don't wait. Get your tickets today and save at Padres.com. $5 off any ticket, $13.50 or more. Leading off, the leadoff man, Chris Young. I see our friends at Ascot Shop in La Jolla got a hold of you.
It looks like you've been to the Ascot Shop in La Jolla.
You know what? I think I'd rather have the purple than the Robinson.
Well, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to, when you're not looking, I'm going to take that from you and wear it someday and surprise you.
I'm always looking.
You want to switch?
I'm always looking, big boy.
Great haberdashery right there at the Ascot La Jolla, huh? Fine men's apparel. Love it.
Young robbed of a hit by Headley at third base to start the game. Headley diving into the hole to glove his sharp ground ball and throw him out. 1-2. I just love the way you've become a fashion plate.
You like that?
We go around the league and everyone's a mud.
They didn't know I had it in me, huh?
Matinee idol.
Well, thanks to you. Kind of polishing me up a little bit.
Feels good. Saturday night. We're ready to go Saturday night.
Oh,
we'll go dancing after the game. I got that funky chicken thing down pat. Oh, I can do that one.
Oh, Dancing with the Stars. You're going to be right there.
A little schottish, you know, for my Finnish heritage. 2-2. Just misses. That's a full count as he threw him a changeup. 2-2. Roberts and Upton to follow in the top of the third. In the dirt, ball 4. Mosley has given up his first walk. Leadoff man. And Ryan Rogers, he singled sharply to center field his first at bat. Came around to score. Infield hit by Drew. Went to third and came in on the error, throwing error by Patterson at second base, trying to get Drew on his infield ground ball. At this point, the official score has said that's an RBI, but I believe after he studies it, and we hear now that he is not given an RBI to Drew. But the run is earned. because Montero followed with a single to left field, and the run would have scored on his hit. Infield set for 2.
Oh, nice quick move by Mosley. See the footwork there? I mean, he spun on a dime.
He has great feet.
Yes, he
really
does.
A good athlete.
Watch his feet. Watch how quickly he spins on the dime there, and then the snap throw. Totally different throw to first base than it is to home plate. You're throwing a dart over to first base.
Keeping an eye on Young.
It's almost like a quarterback. 3-step drop, back to the ear, bang, hitting your receiver. Same thing for a pitcher when he throws over to first base. Up to the ear, throw the dart.
Young has only 2 stolen bases. That's somewhat surprising. Another base hit for Roberts. He goes up the middle for the second time. Young will hold at second. A walk and a single, and D-backs trying to do some business here in the top of the third. Justin Upton grounded to short his first time.
It was a tough night last night for Kelly Johnson. He did have a hit, struck out once. Ryan Roberts now hitting second tonight. Short, quick stroke up the center of the diamond. Good bat control by the Diamondbacks second baseman.
Roberts was hitless last night, did have a walk. He led off that 9th inning with a walk and was one of the 3 runs that tied the game against Heath Bell. In the dirt, ball 1. Mosley's command of his breaking pitch is not quite as sharp as we've seen the last 4 or 5 outings.
Darren Balsley said before the game that he had no pitching nuggets on Dustin Mosley. Usually I'll go ask him what to look for.
Fly ball, right field, routine. Venable setting up as the runner Young tags. Here comes the long throw across, but he goes to second base instead, and on to third goes Young. So the fly ball deep enough by Upton to move his teammate into third base with 1 away and bring up Stephen Drew.
Darren said, whatever it is he is doing, and it was kind of a, just a point he was trying to make, and he elaborated by saying locating the fastball. He just continued doing what he's doing his last 6 starts.
Drew with that ground ball toward the hole, loved by Patterson, but when he spun to throw to first base, misfired to Mosley covering. And Roberts, who was moving to third, kept right on going and scored on the throwing error. Ball 1.
Hey, you talked about the Padres runners in scoring position. Well, the Diamondbacks have been struggling big time the last 7 games. Only a 118 average with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, 6 for 51. Yep. They were 1 for 10 last night. Both teams struggled with so many chances. It's a confusing day for the sports fan when you open the newspaper here in San Diego, because you've got Mosley on the mound for the Padres and you've got Mosley fighting for a championship at the same time. That's going to be tough. He's going to have to hurry up to this game.
we could call Dustin Sugar Shane tonight and maybe go for the knockout against these Diamondbacks.
Sweet Shane Mosley and Manny Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, yeah, that's going to be a good fight.
I don't know if anyone can beat Pacquiao.
He's good.
Fights I've seen, he's a monster. Runner goes from first. Ball is in the dirt, and safely hit first is Roberts with a stolen base. That's his 4th of the year. Runners at second and third with only 1 out, and 2-1 the count on Drew. Infield will draw in, not all the way to the infield grass, but halfway. And there's a line shot to center. Maben charges. 1 run will score, and they will hold Roberts at third. Back to second. That's not in time, so they come out second and third anyway. Good base running by the D-backs, taking advantage. Have a high throw by Maben from center field. It's 2-0 Arizona. as the leadoff walk pays off. Young comes in to score.
And Dustin Mosley misses with location. He wants that pitch down. The infield is drawn in, right? So you can get a one hopper or a grounder. And then Kyle Phillips, after looking at this play here, probably would have been better off just eating that ball, holding on to it, keeping that runner at first base, and keeping the double play in order. Now they're going to intentionally pass and load him up.
Montero will get the free ticket. He singled the first time up. So 2-0 Arizona, run in, and the base is loaded with just one out here in the third. And Mora will be the hitter.
Now I want to correct myself. That runner was going with the possibility of maybe throwing that ball away. That was my intent, having Kyle hold on to that baseball, because I don't think there was any way he was going to throw him out at second base.
Well, the error was Maben's throw not low enough to be cut off, so that the runner didn't take that luxury.
I think we saw that shot of Cameron in center field. He was kind of shaking his head a little bit. I'm thinking that he wishes he made a better throw on the line, a one hopper, so it could have been cut off. Let's take a look at this throw, Dick, from center field. Works underneath it, big hump in it. Now, if he hits the cutoff man, they're right at the mound. That runner's, there's a chance he could throw him out at second base, or that runner stays at first base.
So he airmails it over the cutoff man's head. Good throw, but it allows an extra 90 feet for the runner. So now the base is full for Mora. He flied to left his first time. He's been in this position before. .140 times in his career up with the bases loaded, and he's delivered .343 average and 5 grand slams. Little soft fly ball to right. Late break by Venable. It'll drop in for a hit, and a third run scores. Venable had a possible play at second base as Montero got a late start running from first to second, but Venable didn't see him.
Yeah, that's a force out at second base. And the runner's having to hold up a little bit, because from their vantage point, they weren't really sure if Will Venable was going to catch that ball on the fly. And if he came up throwing on that one hopper to second base, there was a chance. So take a look. Mora fights this high fastball. And once again, Dustin Mosley missing with location. One hopper, come up throwing to second base immediately. There's a chance that they could have gotten the force at second base.
Venable raised his arm. He's going to fire to home, thinking that maybe the runner was going to try to score. Soft ground ball is going to get another run home, and there's a late covering by Mosley, and he just does get there in time. As another run comes in, Drew scores, and it's 4-0 Arizona. Montero and Mora move up. They're in scoring position. Credit Miranda with his 5th RBI of the season.
Well, the Diamondbacks playing some station-to-station baseball, huh?
So with 2 outs, Parra in position to take some damage, so they're not going to allow him to hit. They'll take the bat out of his hands, and the second intentional walk of the inning, 3rd overall, and it all started by Young walking to lead off the inning. Corey Lutke, who pitched to one batter last night in the 7th inning. He walked him, so his arm is still fresh. As Arizona is hit around here in the 3rd inning, and Daniel Hudson, as we said before, he has 8 hits in his 2 years in the big leagues. 8 hits and 10 RBIs. He did strike out the first time up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and a good point, because any pitcher on the mound, I don't care who it is in the batter's box, they've got that bat in their hand. They are a threat. So Dustin Mosley has to bear down here, make a good pitch.
Ball 1. Starts him with the slider.
He's just not going to lay it in there.
Montero at 3rd, Moore at 2nd, Parra at 1st. 2 out, and 3 runs home here in the 3rd. First time Mosley's been in trouble as a Padres starter. Not as sharp as he's been in the past. The curveball misses, and he falls behind 2-0 to the opposing pitcher with the bases full of D-backs.
You know, as a pitcher, you get 35 starts a year, give or take. You're not going to feel great every time out.
That's a strike. Fastball outside corner.
So you really have to battle within yourself, whether it's between the ears or physically, to make good quality pitches. Hey, if I'm pitching, I'll take a mulligan once every 7 starts.
That one fisted foul.
And who knows, Dustin may feel great. It's just that the release point's off a little bit. Just hasn't really found his groove yet.
All started with a walk to Young, single by Roberts after a fly out Upton, RBI single Drew, intentional walk to load the bases, Moore a bloop to single to right to knock in one. Miranda scored another with a ground out. Bases still full, 2 outs, and 2-2 coming up to Daniel Hudson.
You know, it's not like he's getting knocked around either. You know, a single here, a single there, the walk.
In the dirt, blocked by Phillips, a curveball, and again he bounces it. And the count goes full to the pitcher. Mosley in that predicament. Got to throw a strike or throw a run. And the runners will be off with the pitch with 2 outs. Hudson's got to figure he's going to get a fastball here. And does, and hits it right back to Mosley. Inning over, but the D-backs bat around. They score 3 on 3 hits and leave 3. Right-hander Daniel Hudson, as the Padres have overcome a 3-run deficit. Remember, back in Houston they were down 4-1 and rallied to win at 8-6, but they've not been able to mount an attack and rally from a 4-run deficit. And that's where they stand now, as in the bottom of the 3rd, Gonzalez, Mosley, and Venable will bat against Daniel Hudson. And for a strike, Alberto, 5 hits and 30 at bats. Chopper to 3rd. Veteran Mora throws him out. Only 1 hit for San Diego, and they did get Hop over to 3rd after his double with 1 out, but Maven struck out and Phillips flied to left.
And like the track record shows for Daniel Hudson, as the game progresses, this cat gets tougher to hit. That was a nice 2-seam fastball. Easy grounder to Mora. Hey, the chance to get him in the 1st inning.
Mosley is 2 for 10 as a Padre hitter. Fastball strike.
I should say in the 2nd inning, Padres had that base runner, but nothing going for the Friars.
Strike two.
Whoa. Better be hacking here, Dustin.
Fouls it away. Threw him a slider.
Here's the pitch that I did my Bud Collins imitation. Okay, after second look, I'll give that to him.
Perfect pitch, outside corner at the knees. Outside, 2-2. Check that 1-2. Leadoff man Venable on deck. Line drive, base hit. Mosley catches a slider, and the Padres have their second hit off Hudson. Yeah, he does swing the bat well. Third hit.
Another hanging slider, and Dustin Mosley is all over it.
Well, earlier today in Toronto, the Tigers right-hander Justin Verlander pitched only 28 men, almost a perfect game. He walked one batter in the 8th inning, and there's the final strikeout as the Tigers celebrate Verlander's no-no.
You know, there are guys that toe the rubber every 5th day that have no-hit stuff. He's one of those guys. You know, Roy Halladay, Justin Verlander. I mean, it can happen to anybody with a little bit of luck, but my gosh, with his stuff.
He wins 16, 17 every year. Venable struck out his first time up. 1-1 the count. This would be an inning where if the Padres could even scratch out 1 run just to make things a little more interesting. Down 4-0. Way late on that swing. 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Velocity starting to creep up for Hudson.
While Hudson went to the same college, Old Dominion, as Verlander 4 years later. Looper over second baseman Roberts' head into right field. Holding is the pitcher Mosley, and the Padres have back-to-back hits here in the third. And they're one big swing away from getting right back into it, as Eric Patterson and Ryan Ludwig should have a crack at Hudson.
Well, the Diamondbacks, 4 runs this evening, 6 hits, all singles, and the Padres trying to string together some singles here. I mean, they have an extra base hit in the second inning, but Brad Hott was left stranded.
So pitcher Mosley at second, Venable at first. Patterson struck out the first time up. Ground ball, could be 2, wasn't hit very hard. There's 1, and back to first in time for the double play. Close, but punched out as the D-backs turn it 4-6-3, and a potential rally is extinguished on one swing of the bat. After 3 at Petco, 4-0 Arizona. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Was Patterson out? The ball is not yet in the glove of first baseman Miranda, and Patterson on the bag. It looks like Arizona got a call.
They did. I mean, initially when this, even live, full speed, clearly Eric Patterson safe at first base. Tough break for San Diego.
So instead of first and third, 2 outs to Ludwig, the inning is over. Top of the fourth, top of the order. Chris Young leading off for the third time in 4 innings. Robbed of a hit by Headley in the first, walked to lead off the third, and one of 3 Diamondbacks to score to open a 4-0 advantage. Curveball, 1-1. Diamondbacks start today 14-17, 4.5 behind Colorado. San Francisco playing Colorado this weekend up in the Bay Area. Giants are 16-16, 3 back of the Rockies. Hammered deep but foul. Way upstairs on a changeup. Dodgers and Mets in New York are tied at 2 in the top of the 7th tonight. Giants get an early run against Colorado, 1-0 in the third. Outside, full count to Young. Fouled at the plate. The other Major League Chris Young, the former Padre right-hander, was scheduled to start that game in New York for the Mets against the Dodgers and was a late scratch, and we hope that's not something serious. Chris Young is just CY struggling with so many problems. Chop to Headley, 2-hopper. And that's the first out in the 4th inning. And it brings us to tonight's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Wireless. Who hit the first walk-off home run in Petco Park history? The first walk-off home run here at Petco. I'm assuming that could be either a Padre or a visitor. Or is that just a Padre answer? The first Padre walk-off.
Yep. Gosh, I'm going to have to search my hard drive there to see if. Can't remember.
Another breaking ball bouncing out in front of the plate from Mosley. As Ryan Roberts, 2 sharp singles, both right up the middle. And he scored 2 of the 4 runs.
Curveball. Yeah, that's showing confidence in your breaking stuff. You fall behind 1-0. You're down 4-0, but Dustin Mosley, once he gets in that groove and get that release point out in front for the number 2, feels just as comfortable as throwing his fastball.
Fastball inside. Look at those tattoos. I think that's the roadmap to Alpine that he has there on the left arm.
See where the truck stop is in between, right by Harbison Canyon?
Yeah. Turn off. In there. Fastball 2-2. The one that's really attractive is the one on the neck. Hey, when I grow up, I'm going to get one of those. Two and two. Another base hit for Roberts. Well, tattoos or not, on the body, he's tattooing the ball against Mosley. 3 times up, 3 line drive singles.
Short, quick stroke from Roberts. Good command of the strike zone. He's used the center of the field twice and going to right center. Foot out in front, hands back. Taking that ball the opposite way. That's good hitting right there by Roberts.
Well, he's the leading, second leading hitter for Arizona at 282 coming in. Parra at 288. But with those 3 hits, he's moved into the number 1 spot. As Upton takes a strike. He's grounded to short, flied to right. So he is 0 for 7 in the series. One and one. Mosley's pitch count all the way to 73. With 1 out in the 4th inning.
Yeah, to put it into contrast, the most he's thrown this year, 107 in 6 innings.
Good crowd on this Saturday night. Reminds us that on this date a few years ago, the largest crowd ever to see a major league game. Time called by Upton. 1959, the largest crowd ever to see a major league game.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
Is that the Coliseum?
You're right. For what occasion?
Roy Campanella night.
Absolutely. Would you like to go for the bonus?
Yes, absolutely. I'll double my money and go for the bonus question.
Who were they playing? That's a tough one because it was an exhibition game just before the start, or in the middle of the season, obviously. They had an off day. And
okay.
The crowd was 93,103 on Campanella night. Remember, they wheeled him out in his chair. He was paralyzed.
Can I phone a friend?
Let's ask the audience. And it looks like the 63% of the audience say it's the New York Yankees.
I was going to say the Yankees.
Well, the audience is right.
Because they were probably on the West Coast, obviously, on that off day, and they played the Dodgers.
Yeah,
nice.
They were there to play the Angels and had an off day. No, they weren't there to play the Angels because they didn't exist then. Angels weren't a part of the American League till '61. This happened in '59. I wonder why they were out there on May 7th. Maybe just because of the Brooklyn heritage and the Yankees, and a special arrangement was made. Runner goes. Ground ball, foul. Foul ball. It's one of the greatest calls in baseball history, Vin Scully's call of that moment, wheeling Campanella out, and all the fans, most of them 93,000, were asked to light a match or light a lighter. Of course, those days so many people smoked, so there was a lot of lights that sparkled throughout the Coliseum. Paraphrasing, and may there be a prayer for every light. 2-2. And teammates, old Brooklyn teammates, wheeling Campanella out, and the poet laureate Scully saying, how many times did Campanella go out to help out his pitcher during the course of the game? And here are his teammates helping him out to be honored tonight. High fly, and it's hit well to left center field. Maben to the warning path, and that ball is in the bullpen. Into the Padre bullpen as Upton makes it a 6-0 game with his 7th home run of the year.
Well, a 2-2 pitch from Mosley, and it looks like a fastball, and it leaks over the heart of the plate. Boy, off the bat, you see the trajectory there off of, but by the body language, looks like he knew that he got it.
About 415 feet for a 6-0 lead. Here's Stephen Drew. He's 2 for 2 tonight, an infield hit in the first and a line single that drove in a run in the third. It's interesting that Justin Upton, you talk about the small world of baseball, Justin Upton and the starting pitcher Daniel Hudson were Little League teammates in Virginia. Think they did all right? Inside, says Culpa, who does his own play-by-play. Six runs on 8 hits, and the home run is the 39th this year. Fly ball center field. Maben calling for the second out. That's the 39th homer. The D-backs were tied with Cincinnati for the National League lead going into the game tonight.
And when you think of those two ball clubs, you think of the home ballparks. Chase Field in Arizona, ball jumps. Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, a bandbox.
Leaps. The ball leaps there. Not Petco. That ball was going to be a home run in any major league park. Hit by Upton. That one may be another one. As Montero gets into one to deep right center, and Venable with a catch and runs right into Montero's face. In your face catch by Venable, and the inning is over. But 2 runs, home run by Upton, and another beauty by Venable in right. Hello, I'm Mr. Venable. And our answer in 2004, April 18th, Ryan Klesko off Matt Manti of Arizona.
Now I remember.
Ludwig, high fly ball to deep right field. Upton going back, warning path, then makes the catch 5 feet in front of the auxiliary board. So Ludwig's hit a couple of balls hard to the outfield and deep, but 4 outs. And here is that moment. Klesko on April 18th. He goes the opposite way. Looked like it was going to be foul. In fact, when he left the batter's box, he didn't think it had a chance.
Yeah.
He was as surprised as anyone.
And if you notice down in that corner on the footage there, it said 334. Now it's 336. They remeasured it and had to change that number down the left field foul line.
They took a few bricks out of the corner, huh?
I don't know if they mismeasured, if that's a correct way of saying it, but when Klesko hit it, was 334. So left field's gained a little weight. There it is, 334.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the weight of that Western Metal Supply Company, when they moved it into the corner, it's settling, you know. The 1 out. Headley, the count 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Yeah, it wouldn't be a ball game if Headley doesn't go full count. I mean,
no, he's count full count. There's got to be a ball thrown right here.
Spoils the 2-2 delivery. He knows what he's doing.
Yep. Hey, he sees over 4 pitches in that bat. The average is just below 4. So he's going to take some pitches. Make that pitcher work.
Looking for a base hit to extend his streak to 8 straight games. One hopper right at Drew. And there's 2 away.
Perfectly placed. Why? Because Hudson hit his spot, and Stephen Drew was placed perfectly at shortstop.
Brad Hopp doubled his first time up. We have a new shortstop. Josh Wilson has gone in. So he made that last play.
No, I stand corrected.
Stephen Drew given the rest of the night off. Perhaps Kurt Gibson, comfortable with his 6-0 lead, wants to give Wilson some action with a day game tomorrow. That one hit him. So Hudson, who's had outstanding control, has not walked a man. Puts Hop on.
Boy, Brad Hop really stands on the plate, but still that ball gets him in the front foot, his right foot on the side, on the short hop.
Brings up Cameron Maben with Hop at third and only one out in the second. Maben went down swinging meekly. And the Padres with a chance to get a run on and out failed as Maben couldn't deliver, and then Kyle Phillips in his first major league at bat here with the Padres in the National League flied to left. That looked a little inside. 0-2. Just fouled, able to spoil a slider on the outside corner.
Remember, that's how he struck out Maben in the second inning. Remember that slider well out of the zone. It was a good 4 or 5 feet out of the zone. The old sweeper down and away.
High. 1-2. Tried to get him to go upstairs after a fastball.
Just hate to have the Padres, having to play catch up down 6-0. That's a big hole to dig out of
for any team, much less a team that has the worst batting average in the major leagues. 216 coming in. Foul back. And what is most disturbing is that the Padres just have not taken advantage of playing at home. 6-13.
Yeah.
Everyone in baseball has a better home record. That's got to turn around for fans to entertain hope. In the dirt. Kept under control by Montero, and Hop has to hold at first base. D-backs with a run in the first, 3 in the third, and 2 more here in the top of the fourth on Justin Upton's 7th home run of the year with a man on. Padres with just a couple of hits and a hit batsman hopped over at first base. Broken bat, looper into center field. That'll fall for a base hit. Boy, Hudson has broken 3 or 4 bats. I mean, just splintered them. And that one for Maben parachutes into center for a base hit.
That bat will die happy. Elevated 2-seamer, it looked like.
So 2 on with 2 out.
He wanted it down away at leaks. Oh, yeah, he got in his kitchen all right. Rattle those pots and pans, but Cameron Maben fights it off. Little 2-out rally, hopefully, for San Diego.
Little spatula shot there.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, those come in handy.
Flip it out there.
All right, here comes Kyle Phillips, fly to left, his first at bat as a Padre. Kyle has some power. He was hitting .316 at San Antonio with a couple of home runs, 15 runs batted in. Foul back. Like to have that pitch back. Hudson working with the luxury of a 6-run advantage. 2 on, 2 out. And a strike.
Boy, you talk about a pitcher's pitch. And Kyle's got in the back of his mind. Remember, he flew out the left field. How? On a 2-seamer down and away. So if Kyle's leaning that way, he's got to go out and get that pitch. But that last pitch, you couldn't have placed it any better.
It's inside, and the count goes 2-2. You saw the pitch count for Hudson. His next delivery will be his 70th. But he has averaged in his previous outings this year 103 pitches per game. And the longest he's gone is 7 innings. So he can carry it on. Popped up and out of play off to the left. Well, we hope to see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock game, and 1 o'clock here on Channel 4 San Diego, 105 start. Aaron Harang 4-2 against lefty Joe Saunders. He's 0-3 for the D-backs. Another foul off to the left.
A lot of change-ups. Oh, that was a fastball? I was judging by the swing of Kyle Phillips. Looks like he was kind of out in front of that a little bit.
Scoreboard said 94 miles an hour. That's some changeup.
No kidding.
Yeah. Right back, 2-2. Up the middle. Will it get through? No. Josh Wilson there to throw him out. And the inning comes to an end. Another runner in scoring position fails to come around for the Padres, who trail 6-0 after 4.
Mid-game recap brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. Room additions, second stories, and kitchen remodeling on time and on budget. The proof is in their references. Visit murraylampert.com. Mr. Enberg?
All right, Mr. Grant. And we go to the top of the 5th inning, and it's Mora, Miranda, and Parra. All surnames ending in A in order here for Arizona. Mora fly to left and looped the single to right to drive in a run last time up. So Dustin Mosley, who has been absolutely outstanding, best ERA in the National League to start, having one of those off outings. Down 6-0 here in the 5th. All the runs are earned, and Mosley in 6 previous starts, 38 innings, allowed only 7 earned runs, but 6 tonight in 4 innings. Foul at the plate, and that one got Phillips.
You're reminiscent of Rob Johnson last night. My goodness. Tops it. Hey now. By the way, Rob Johnson says he's doing A-OK today after getting his bell rung.
It's same foul tip that bounces right up into the groin.
Although Rob's last night said it was directly off the bat. It wasn't bat, ball, and then so it was. He said that was one of the worst that he has experienced. So,
full force. Huh?
Yeah, he's good to go though.
Fouled into the glove. Strike 3. So Mora goes down.
A nice hang on too, also by Kyle Phillips, hanging on to that foul tip. That's something that you cannot practice as a catcher. Foul tip, hold on to it, show the umpire, you betcha.
Third strikeout for Mosley. Leadoff man gone, and here's Juan Miranda. Fly to center, drove in a run with a ground out. Hits this one high, fairly deep, but still carrying, and all the way to the Saquon sign, a step away. That ball hit almost 400 feet off the bat of Miranda.
Oh, may have been hit deep, but it's a quick out for Dustin Mosley. Take a look at the pitch. It's elevated outer half. Does a nice job, Miranda, of going the opposite way. And may have been trying to feel for the wall there.
Gerardo Parra struck out and intentionally passed his last time. Ground ball foul.
Hey, Eric Young over at first base. Still got the good hands. EY, former Padre.
And your old friend Matt Williams at third.
Yeah. Good man right there, Eric Young. And Matty Williams, former roommate of mine. And we'll end the story right there.
Still friends.
Yeah, good friends. Competitor right there, man. Matty Williams. Oh, he'll fight at the drop of a hat now.
Fly to left field. Ludwig has the second out. Well, actually, that'll make it the third out as Mosley able to work through the fifth inning in order. And we're at the halfway mark in this one, 4.5 in the book, and the D-backs lead it 6-0.
To 269-411. Good luck to everybody.
All right, and here the men will try to accomplish that. Gonzalez, then a pinch hitter, Logan Forsythe, and Will Venable. 6-0 D-backs. Daniel Hudson working on a shutout as he goes for his third win of the year and whips that 93-mile-an-hour fastball into the strike zone to Gonzalez, who grounded to third his first time. Another broken bat. One hopper to Josh Wilson, the shortstop. An easy play. One away. Must be a lot of late movement on Hudson's fastball.
In on the hands of right-handers, you betcha.
Forsythe called up from Tucson when Orlando Hudson placed on the disabled list earlier this week with a hamstring. He's had one at bat, grounded to short. There are his numbers with the Tucson Padres. Inside corner. He was a second-round pick by the Padres 3 years ago. Grounds that sharply but foul. Last year at San Antonio, hit .253 with 3 home runs. That puzzled everyone because Forsythe has better than average power, but to only have 3 home runs in the Texas League. But he showed in spring training. Well, he's caught looking for strike 3. But he did have a couple home runs in spring training this year.
That's right. He's probably going back to the dugout after seeing that pitch from Daniel Hudson, saying, hey, there weren't many pitchers in the PCL that had that type of stuff there. Locating the two-seamer down and away right at the knees. Wow. I mean, this is pinpoint control, folks. That two-seamer comes back right on the outside corner.
4th strikeout for Hudson. Only 24 years of age. Boy, they got themselves a good pitcher for Edwin Jackson.
Yes, they did.
Will Venable, a single and 2 at-bats. Struck out in the first, singled softly to right in the third. 1 of 4 hits off Hudson. Change-up. 1-1. So Mosley goes 5 innings, allows 6 earned runs, 8 hits.
You know, if my memory serves me correctly, Daniel Hudson, when he was with the White Sox in the Jake Peavy deal, that was Kevin Towers wanted Daniel Hudson as one of the players in that Jake Peavy deal, but the White Sox said,
Strike on the inside corner. 2-2. Venable walks out of the box as if he was offering a silent protest. Mosley walked 3, 2 intentionally, and struck out 3. Fouled into the glove of Montero, and Hudson has another strikeout. 2 in the inning, 5 in the game. We've completed 5 at Petco, and it's Arizona 6, San Diego 0.
Hey, Padre fans, pick any combination of 10 or more tickets and save up to 20% with the Padres Flex 10 pack. You can use your tickets at one game or across multiple games. Flex 10 pack tickets start as low as $11. They're available in 4 great seating sections. So get your Flex 10 pack today by calling 619-795-5555. 5008. Hey, that could be a good Mother's Day present. Send mom to a big league ball game.
Yeah, there are a lot of mothers that are big Padre fans, baseball fans who would enjoy a nice little package of Padre games. The flex 10 as Evan Scribner comes into work. Called up from Tucson a couple of weeks ago. Scribner thus far, 3 games, 5 innings, 6 hits and 1 earned run. So Scribner and Phillips, the battery. Scribner was at Tucson and Phillips at San Antonio. As the Padres dipping into the farm system with injuries. He will face Daniel Hudson, who has struck out and set a comebacker to Mosley. Then Young and Roberts in the top of the 6th inning.
Hey, Dick, I wanted to correct myself regarding Daniel Hudson. The first time when the Padres tried to consummate the deal between the White Sox, Jake utilized, or exercised, I should say, his no trade option in his contract. Hudson was involved in that deal, but Jake said, no, I'm going to exercise my no trade. And then the other time, the next time it went through, that's when they acquired Clayton Richard, Aaron Pareda.
So Hudson originally was the man.
Right, exactly. If Jake would have said, yeah, I accept that trade, the Padres would have acquired Daniel Hudson.
1 ball, 1 strike. Evan Scribner to the opposing pitcher, and he sends in a strike. Curveball. He's got a good one.
Yes, he does.
Another big curveball. He'll change speeds. He'll throw curveball up around 80, and then that one 69. Swung on and missed. Hudson strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. Scribner has his first man, and Chris Young comes up. Well, we talked about Roy Campanella, and on this date in 1959, largest crowd ever. Look at that Coliseum, 93,000. The captain of the Dodgers, Pee Wee Reese, wheeled Campanella out. He had been paralyzed in an accident back in the east, slippery road, icy roads, and the lights of the Coliseum, not so vivid there in our old black and white footage. And Reese brought him out to home plate, middle of the innings. There's Johnny Padres, his battery mate for so many years with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Quite a night. That Ed Marnes, our producer, he's got some library. Digging back, getting that material.
Oh, yeah.
High fly ball headed toward Ludwig in shallow left. And Roberts is out for the first time tonight. Make that Young is out. Got caught up in Campanella's story here. Now Roberts will come to the bat. He is 3 for 3. Can somebody cool off this infielder? With his 3 for 3 performance, his average up to 309. Started at 282. Not only 3 hits, he scored all 3 times he's been on base. There's the curveball for a strike. Mets are up in the last of the 8th. They're still tied with the Dodgers 2-2 in New York. On the inside corner, Culpa's been pretty generous with that inside corner to the pitcher. San Francisco 1-0 lead over Colorado, top of the 5th in San Francisco. 89, Scribner's fastball. He'll get about 90 tops. Roberts singled to center twice, scored, and then singled on a line to right his last time up.
Let's see the yacker here.
Too low.
And he lays off of it. Not too many guys you see throw that 12-6er anymore, you know. I love that pitch.
I do too.
Darren Balsley loves that pitch, the old 12-6 curveball. Kyle Phillips puts down number 2. Here it comes again.
3-2.
You know, when I talk to kids, they ask me about the curveball. First of all, I'm a firm believer of if you throw it correctly, you can't get hurt. But, wait till your body develops a little bit before you start throwing it. But if you scrape your knuckles on the ceiling, that's a good way to stay on top of that baseball and get that good rotation.
Fastball hit to the shortstop. Quick throw across in time as Gonzalez to hop, and they finally get Ryan Roberts. Scribner 3 up, 3 down in the Arizona 6th. 6-0 D-backs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Patterson had struck out and bounced into a double play. Ludwig has hit the ball deep on both at bats, one to center, one to right, but both caught on or near the warning path.
And it's the first time this evening that the Padres have had the leadoff guy on base with that single by Eric Patterson.
Padres trying to get on the board here in the home half of the 6th. Ball 1.
Hey, during batting practice, I know batting practice is batting practice, and I know, Dick, you enjoy watching BP. Brian Ludwig hit the W on Western Metal Supply Company on the building on the upper tank.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a bolt.
Have you seen anyone hit up in the top terrace above the Western Metal?
I believe Khalil Green went up there. He
into the bleachers atop the Western Metal sign, huh? And that's a prodigious wallet. Broken bat, another one. Center field. Chris Young, one away. Hey, he's not just snapping, breaking bats, he's snapping them. That's 5 in the game. Here's our comparison brought to you by the San Diego Toyota dealers. We've got what it takes. Toyota. Well, last year it was the relievers that were well over 5 on the season. That's been a turnabout. It's the starters that have had trouble. Belying that number is Hudson tonight with a shutout. Chase Headley, 2 groundouts as he seeks a hit to keep the batting streak alive, go to 8 games. Five hits for the Padres, a double by Hop and 4 singles. There's a camera angle from the Western Metals building. Gives you an idea of their view. Not a bad place. They got some nice restaurants there.
Sure.
Watering holes.
We did a game from up there one year.
Almost like playing left field when you're out in the terrace, looking right down on the left fielder. One and two on Headley. His 4 walks last night with a career high. The 4th coming with the bases loaded to win it 4-3 in the 11th inning. Two and two.
Well, getting up around that mark for Daniel Hudson as far as pitches in a game. Most he's thrown this year, 110.
High fly ball fairly deep in center. Chris Young giving ground, and he makes the catch going away, and Patterson is already around second, has to reverse. Here comes a throw, and they don't get the double play. As the relay by Wilson short hop Miranda, and he couldn't come up with it cleanly, or it would have been a double play. So Headley flirts with a home run, and a fine play by Chris Young.
Probably no worse feeling for a base runner when you're busting it, you cross second base, and then all of a sudden, oh no, downshift back into first and going reverse back to first base. You know what? I think if they caught it cleanly, he may have been doubled up.
I think so. But a good job to hustle back, and you have to touch second base on the return.
Now, Ruben Rivera would have just done a beeline back to first base without touching second. Hey, nothing against Ruben, but I've seen his base running.
Mets have scored 2 in the bottom of the 8th. They lead the Dodgers 4-2. Ethier is 0 for 4 in the game. We don't know if he's going to get a chance to bat in the 9th. So his 30-game hit streak in jeopardy. Brad Hopp doubled to right and hit by a pitch. 2 gone with Patterson at first here in the 6th. Padres with a hill to climb against Daniel Hudson. 6 runs down. Two balls and a strike. Fastball upstairs. Two and two. Changeup.
I love the changeup as a secondary pitch. And the reason being, you know, you hang a slider, guys can pretty much hit it out of the ballpark. If you hang a changeup, you know, and you take enough off, guys can still be out in front of it and really not hurt you.
85-mile-an-hour changeup.
Yeah.
Ground ball right side. Second baseman Roberts there. Easy flip for the out, and the Padres are gone in the 6th. They get a hit from Patterson and leave their 5th man tonight. 6-0 D-backs. TV, internet, and home phone service all together with the Cox bundle. With Mark Grant, Dick Enberg here at Petco Park. We've completed 6. The Lions score, the D-backs 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. They've left 5. Padres no runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and they too have stranded 5. Evan Scribner for Dustin Mosley. Scribner into his 2nd inning, retired the D-backs in order in the 6th. He'll face Upton, Drew, and Montero.
Looking back at Dustin Mosley's line, 8 hits, the 1 home run, a 2-run shot. Other than the home run, all singles.
Upton was 0 for 7 in the series until his last at bat in the 4th with Roberts aboard. Clubbed that home run into the Padre bullpen. His 7th of the year. Cued foul. He's such a big man, and you look at that body and you think, here's a 28, 29-year-old veteran. He's just a kid, 23.
Yep. You remember when Andrew Jones came up to the big leagues? What was it, 19? 20-year-old, and there's still a lot of room to grow as far as not only mentally but physically as a big leaguer.
He was the first player picked, first overall. And that one's hit hard to center field. Maben with a great break back and makes the catch. Did he read that off the bat beautifully? He was in full stride, almost on the sound of the ball striking bat.
That's just great athleticism on the part of Cameron Maben. And what a great swing by Upton. Cameron kind of goes towards right center a little bit and then darts straight back. It makes it look easy.
1 hard out. And here's Drew. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI.
And he's got number 24 on his back. Say hey, Cameron.
Cameron perhaps aware as the alert to baseball history that say hey, number 24, 80 years old yesterday.
Still remember.
Sound like a broken bat.
Yep.
Soft fly to right. Venables there for the 2nd out.
My first big league camp with the Giants at Scottsdale Stadium, old Scottsdale Stadium. I'm sitting in the clubhouse. Game has just started. And I hear this voice. Where are the hot dogs? Where are the hot dogs? And I look, and I said to the guy sitting next to me, I said, is that who I think that is? He goes, yeah, it is. Willie Mays, as I lived and breathed for the first time. I saw the Say Hey kid in the clubhouse. He wanted hot dogs. He reached in his pocket, grabbed a $20 bill, gave the clubby 20, said, go get some hot dogs for the guys.
And you said, I'll take 3.
So that was my first encounter with the Say Hey kid.
That's nice. Montero singled to left, walked intentionally, and out on a long drive to right field. Remember, that was the ball where Venable raced to right center and right in front of the likeness of Montero on the auxiliary scoreboard made the catch. Scribner falls behind 3-0. 2 outs here in the 7th. No one aboard for the D-backs. Enjoying a 6-0 lead. Ground ball to second. Patterson over to Hop. And Scribner works another 1-2-3 innings. 6 up, 6 down for the young right-hander. Stretch half of the 7th at Petco. 6-0 Arizona. See every Padres game live or on demand on your computer or your favorite devices. Visit Padres.com to order. Get more details. MLB.TV. Baseball everywhere all summer long. Yeah, Military Day tomorrow, Mother's Day.
Call Mom. I called my mom yesterday. I'm going to call her again tomorrow.
Good.
Love my mom.
You better.
Putting up with me all those years? Come on.
Maben leads off the 7th for the Padres and takes a strike. Well, my mother, God bless her memory, was a big baseball fan. Her father owned a small grocery store in Mount Clemens, Michigan, back when you had the little neighborhood grocery store. I can remember as a 4-year-old, he got me interested in baseball. He had a couple of balls that he had caught 1935 season. Way outside all the way to the screen. One was autographed by the Tigers and another by the Chicago White Sox, and he was so proud of them. He had this big frame with pink pleats throughout, and then the ball right in the middle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he had it showcasing it up there. He claimed he'd gone to 40 consecutive Tiger openers, and proud of that. I love baseball so much he sponsored a women's team.
Really?
Back in the late 30s. Count goes 2-2. And he used to say, Dickie, come into the store. If you can name and give me a baseball quiz, an easy baseball quiz, and if I got it right, I got a pack of ground ball to the right side. Easy for Roberts. Maben flying up the line, but one away. So if I could get the baseball answer, I get a pack of Superman bubble gum.
Really?
Yeah, that was there was a square pack that had Superman on the cover. Now I'm living. That motivated me to know my baseball.
Do you remember some of the questions that he asked you, or no?
I probably, he probably gave me 100 hints so I'd get it right. So I had no choice but to be a baseball fan early. First pitch swinging is Phillips, and he sends one to left center where Chris Young shags it down with a second out.
You know, since tomorrow is Mother's Day, and my grandmother, both my grandmothers and my mom, huge baseball fans. I remember my one grandmother used to just sit on the, I'm going to watch the White Sox tonight. I'm going to have a beer and a shot of whiskey. She'd have a Boilermaker. Oh, yeah. Grandma taking in a big league ball game. Yeah. Love the Suds.
Irish mom, huh? Gonzalez has grounded out twice in his only at bats. It was truly the national pastime in those days. That's what you did. Allegiance to your team. Lived and died with them. They stayed in your city their whole career.
Absolutely.
They didn't move around as we bemoan what's happened with free agency. Pulled foul.
Boy, Hudson still good command of that fastball. The pitch prior to that last pitch, right on the outside corner. And Gonzalez spinning on a two-seamer. Nowhere to put that one, but foul as you take a look at the total now. 106 for the right-hander.
Chris Denorfia is in the on-deck circle if the inning stays alive.
Look at that.
Swung on and missed. Strike three. Number 6 for Hudson. He's gone through 7 innings, working on a 5-hit shutout. His teammates have supported him. 6-0 D-backs. of El Cajon. We went green to save you green. Other NL West action. The Mets have beaten the Dodgers again 4-2, and Ethier's hitting streak ends at 30 consecutive games, one shy of the LA Dodger record of Willie Davis. And in the top of the 6th inning in San Francisco, the Giants have a 2-0 lead behind Madison Bumgarner, who's had trouble this year. His ERA way up there, but pitching a good one tonight against the Rockies. Freddie Sanchez helping him out with a single and a double. Top of the 8th, Scribner's 3rd inning of pitching, and he faces Melvin Mora. And the count goes to 0-2. Mora fly to left, looped an RBI single to right, and struck out. Pulled to third. Headley across to Hop for the out. The attendance tonight, 35,936. That boosts the Padres over the 500,000 mark. 535,000 now attendance on the season. Juan Miranda flied to center. Ground ball to second that scored a run back on the 3rd. And sent a 400-foot out to straightaway center field. That running catch going away by Maven last time up. Takes a strike.
Oh, yeah, Evan Scribner's got the Nintendo curveball working.
He's retired 7 in a row out of the pen.
Well, he made some great pitches to Melvin Mora. Oh, my goodness. You know what? That's a PCL card that was taken to Tacoma on the road with the Phoenix Giants. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Who is that good-looking guy?
Oh.
You got fans everywhere.
That was a full head of hair and 100 pounds ago. I remember that day. Guys said, hey, we're taking shots for the PCL, collection of baseball cards.
Your Uncle Harry always come with your cards?
Oh, man.
That's good.
I love pitching at that ballpark. That was a pitcher's ballpark up in Tacoma.
2-1 to Miranda. Chop toward first, right at the bag for Hop. 2 away, 8 straight retired by Scribner. And Kid trying to make a statement. Hey, you're not going to send me back to Tucson. I'm going to be too good.
He's hitting his spots nicely. He's got the curveball working.
And he's saving the bullpen with his effort here.
Yeah. And Buddy doing a fine job. Buddy, he likes to use his whole roster, right? And there are certain spots where you use certain guys, and this is the perfect opportunity for Evan Scribner to chew up some innings and feel comfortable out there.
Trying to go through the full order of the D-backs. This is the 9th man he will face, Gerardo Parra, and he's jumping ahead on the count consistently, getting that first pitch strike. Parra struck out, intentionally walked, and flied to right. And another roller up the first base side. Scribner's going to take care of it himself. No, he quick flip to Hop. Well, way to go, young man. 9 up, 9 down out of the bullpen for Evan Scribner. And way to go, another young man.
That's Tony Gwynn's glove. I'm left-handed. I grabbed Tony's glove for that photo.
Wouldn't you? postgame show from the Channel 4 studio. We have John Weisbarth and Bob Scanlon to entertain you. Sycuan Casino. Get away for the day at Sycuan Casino. Aaron Heilman comes in, so Daniel Hudson, a brilliant job. 7 innings, scattered 5 hits, no runs, didn't walk a man, hit 1 batter, and struck out 6. So Heilman, who pitched an inning last night, comes in to work the 8th inning, and Chris Denorfia is the pinch hitter for the Padres. Denorfia, the one Padre hitting over 300. He's batting .302 as he steps in. Had a single like this one last night, rolled out in front of the plate. The quick throw by Montero is thrown away, but not far enough for Denorfia to go on to second base. It's going to be ruled a base hit. Denorfia pinch hitting the last 2 nights. Hasn't hit the ball 60 feet and has 2 for 2 on the books.
That was an Aaron Heilman slider off the end of the bat, and that throw was thrown up the line. And when I see a play like this, I see a guy like maybe snapping a wrist or something, or getting a collision at first base. Thank goodness nobody gets hurt on that one. In fact, now that I mention it, Miranda is kind of testing his elbow a little bit, his forearm, after that contact with Denorfia.
So the leadoff man on here in the 8th in the 6-0 Diamondback lead. And Venable, the leadoff man, struck out twice and singled to right. Heilman, this is his 6th appearance, the 2nd since he came back from the DL. He had shoulder soreness. 89-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike, 1-1. Last night he worked the scoreless 7th inning, did give up a double to Venable. Pulled past Doc Roberts at first, a slider. So Scribner works 3 innings, perfect innings.
Superb job by Evan.
Struck out 1. One and 2 to Venable. With a 6-0 lead, it's doubtful that Denorfia is going to try to steal. Swung on and missed. Trifecta for Venable. 3 times he's gone down swinging. Eric Patterson struck out, bounced into a double play. Close play at first that Arizona apparently got a call, but nevertheless, and he singled to left field his last time. Padres trying to scramble here in the final 2 innings at least to get a run on the board and deny an 8th shutout of the season.
Even Buddy working the stopwatch there. He'll get times himself.
Fouled at the plate. 1-1.
He'll time that pitcher as soon as that leg is lifted, and then as soon as the ball is caught. Just like a scout would in the stands, or Dave Roberts over at first base. Everybody gets times and probably compares and then puts that into their database, so they get all the information they need on those pitchers.
One and 2.
That's just a good old-fashioned 88-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle. Heilman's kind of a short armor too. I mean, he's not really deceptive like a Chris Young would be, but being short armored like that, coming straight from the ear.
Ground ball to third. Throw to second by Mora. Back to first, not in time. They get the lead runner, and safe on the fielder's choice is Patterson. 5-4 on the put out of Denorfia at second base. 2 out, and Ludwig comes up. He's kept the outfield busy tonight, flying deep to center, deep to right, and another high fly to center field. Ground ball to short. Josh Wilson goes the short way, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, a man left. To the ninth, 6-0 Arizona.
Hey, Padre fans, enjoy all your favorite ballpark foods and a field-level ticket for only $29.50 with Padres all-you-can-eat seats. The menu includes Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs, popcorn, peanuts, soda, and water. Get your all-you-can-eat seats at Padres.com or get on the horn. That's what my mom used to call it. Hey, get off the horn. You spend too much time on the horn. 619-795-5555. All you can eat. It's some kind of nice.
We ought to, maybe we could do a game from out there once. Munch between innings.
Sure. I won't eat for a week, and then I'll go
munch
there
and
a
bunch.
Yeah, full feedback.
A lot of folks have taken advantage of that. I hope you folks will as you look ahead to the schedule. Pick out a team that you especially want to see. Ernesto Frieri, there are his numbers this year. 1-1 with a 1.59 ERA, and he'll face Russell Branyan. Branyan pinch hit last night, made out. He's 0 for 10 as a D-back pinch hitter this year. Powerful hitter. He's looking home run every at bat. Padre pitching with Mosley's finishing 1, 2, 3 in the fifth inning, and Scribner 3 perfect innings. They've retired 14 straight batters, but they were already down 6-0 to Arizona after the Upton home run in the fourth. That's the last Arizona base hit. Branyan has 1 home run this year for the D-backs. High in the air, way up there. Maben waiting for it to come down. 15 in a row retired.
Had a chance to talk with Big Ernesto Frieri in the clubhouse foot game. He called me over his locker. He goes, "Hey, Mud, come here. Watch something." The Braves game was on, and Julio Teheran, 20-year-old, making his major league debut. He's from Colombia. He and Ernesto are good friends. He trains with him. He says, "Watch this guy. 98. He's got the slider and a changeup that you will not believe." So a rising star in the Braves chain, Julio Teheran.
Boy, they seem to have 2 or 3 every year.
Yeah.
Chris Young, hit taken away by Headley in the first, walked and scored in the third, grounded to third, and flied to left field. So he's looking for his first hit in the series. Went 0 for 6 last night, so he's now 0 for 9. Taking his average down to 221. 1-1. Well, tomorrow, Aaron Harang try to win his 5th game of the year. 1 o'clock our TV time. Lefty Joe Saunders looking for his first win of the season. 0-3 for the D-backs. Another high fly ball. Maben coming in for this one. Both Branyan and Young just penetrating the darkness with those sky high fly balls.
Here's Aaron toeing the slab tomorrow.
16 straight outs recorded by Mosley and the 2 relievers, Scribner and Frieri. Ryan Roberts, the hitting star tonight, 3 consecutive singles and 3 runs scored. Padres finally got him out. Scribner got him to roll to short his last at bat. Got a nice compact swing, doesn't he, Ryan
Yes, he
Roberts?
does. Yep. You know, I'm not going to compare or throw out names, but when you mention good compact swings, I mean, the one guy that just jumps into my mind is Paul Molitor. And don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing Ryan Roberts to Paul Molitor, but you talk about a guy who was short, quick to the. I mean, he could let a ball travel in the zone with the best of them, and then quick to it, and just very quick bat speed. And use the whole field as well.
That was some Brewers infield with Robin Young,
yeah.
and Paul Molitor.
Sure was.
He went around. He knew it. Strike 3. So Frieri follows Scribner's fine work. He retires the side in order. 17 D-backs go down tail end of the game, but they lead it 6-0. Left-hander Joe Patterson comes in to work the 9th inning for Arizona. And the first man he faces is Chase Headley. Turns him around to hit right-handed. Patterson's on a nice little run. He's gone 13 consecutive scoreless outings, not innings, but outings. And he jumps ahead 2 strikes on Headley. 4 2/3 innings, so basically pitching to 1 or 2 men, but he's got the whole 9th inning to himself. 1-2. Headley needs a base hit here to make his run of consecutive games with a base hit to 8. He has grounded twice to third and short and fly deep to center. Can the Padres avoid their 8th whitewash of the season? And too many of those right here at home. On the outside corner, he wheels it over the edge, and Headley caught looking. That's the 8th Padre to strike out tonight, leading the National League in that category.
Well, you can see how Patterson definitely gives hitters a different type of look. He is a left-handed specialist. He goes from the first base side of the rubber. He's low 3/4. Breaking ball, changeup, fastball. And it works quickly.
Brad Hopp has a double, hit by a pitch, Hudson, and grounded to second tonight. And he's down 2 strikes to Patterson. In the National League, 7 different teams are tied behind San Diego, being shut out 3 times. And Padres tonight at risk of being blanked for the 8th time. Well, he's got to be tough to read, Patterson. His delivery a lot like Joe Thatcher, wouldn't he?
Yep.
Comes side-wheeling from first base. Tough on the left-handed hitters. Just fouled by Hopp.
That's a good pickup there on Patterson. As I mentioned, first base side, throws across his body, and then if you're a left-handed hitter, he's coming right at that right back hip pocket. So he's got that angle on the outside corner. He's got the sweeping breaking ball. He can start right at you.
There it is, but it was outside. 2-2 to the Padre first baseman. The only extra base hit tonight of 6 San Diego hits, his double back in the second. Fly ball right center. Chris Young cruises over. And there's 2 away. Let's go to our hit of the game, brought to you by El Cajon Ford. As Tony Gwynn says, nobody beats El Cajon Ford. Shop online at elcajonford.com. Justin Upton mashes one into the bullpen of the Padres, some 415 feet for a 2-run shot back in the 4th. And that sent the Diamondbacks to a 6-0 lead. And that was their last hit of the game with 1 out in the 4th. Came off Dustin Mosley. Down to their final out, and there's that big bender in for a strike to Cameron Maybin. He has a bloop single in 3 trips, also struck out and grounded to second. 1-1 the count. Well, 35,936 here tonight. And sadly for them, if they're Padre fans, not much to cheer about. Just handcuffed by Daniel Hudson, Heilman, and now Joe Patterson. Ground ball right back to Patterson, and the comebacker will end it as the San Diego Padres go down to defeat, shut out again, the 8th time this year. Arizona winning it tonight 6-0 to square this 3-game series. And we'll be back with the final totals at Petco.